Well, I made it to Bearhead Lake State Park. I got everything set up the way I wanted it, and now I'm sitting down to have a little bit of dinner. So here's my campsite. I've got my grill here, which I'll get going, get the fireplace going as soon as I've got my dinner made, and I've got some hot chocolate made. And you can see that I've got my tent over here. It's not my tent, it's my hammock and my tarp, and I'm all set up for tonight. I have my sleeping bag wrapped around my hammock, and I have a little chair and table in there with me. Rumor has it that we're supposed to get some sleet and some snow, maybe up to 13 inches in the next 24 hours. So we'll see how well this setup works for me. It's the first time I've really had it set up in this kind of weather, so I'm kind of interested to see how well I do, how warm I stay. I think I'm pretty well set. I have a liner for the bag. It's in there and ready to go. And it's very quiet. There are very few people in the park tonight. And I'm sure maybe if there were some other people that were coming, they maybe decided not to because of the weather. But I'm not one of those, so I'm all set, and I will check in later and let you know how the evening goes. It's actually kind of nice right now. The wind is coming from that opposite side of the tent that you can see, and so that should be a nice windbreak. It's not going to be blowing through the ends, and I will be able to secure down this nearest end. The far end is already closing. I'll leave that closed for tonight, but I should be able to lock down this near side pretty well tonight, and that should keep me fairly warm, as long as the snow doesn't start blowing up and into the tent from down below. I don't think that'll happen. I hope it won't happen. So that's it for now. Looks like my water's just about ready to boil, and I'm going to have a little dinner. So catch you later. Well, I had my dinner, and now I am sitting by the campfire enjoying myself. It's a little bit windy, but it's not terribly cold. So you can see here's where my fire is, and then right over there I have got my tarp and my sleeping bag, and I have my little candle for camping in there, so it gives it that nice warm feeling. And out there are the woods, and it's been very quiet tonight. I haven't heard a lot of wildlife or anything like that. So there were a lot of chickadees here earlier that were wanting to eat my food, but they have kind of disappeared. So now I'm just going to kind of try to enjoy myself by the fire for a little bit longer, and go to bed and see how I did with setting up the tarp and the sleeping bag. And I am looking forward to a good warm night's sleep, even though I think we're still expecting snow or sleet or mixed precipitation to start somewhere around 2 o'clock in the morning. So I'm not sure what I'll wake up to, and it doesn't sound like anybody's really sure what I'll wake up to, but I'm looking forward to it. So that's it for now. I'll check in before I tuck myself into bed. Well, here I am. I'm tucked cozy into my sleeping cocoon in my canopy, and I'm feeling very comfortable. It feels very warm, and I haven't even started to generate the heat yet. So I think it's going to be a good night. I'm very anxious to see what happens with the weather. Right now, they're not saying anything until about 2 a.m., and it's about 10:30 right now. I've got the space all cozy here, and I will show you what it looks like. I'm going to read a little bit on my Kindle before I fall asleep. But hang on and I'll show you what it looks like. So here I am in my canopy and my sleeping bag. Everything is really snug down pretty nice and tight. It's just really a nice cocoon. My hand in there, and I've got a little chair over there. And right next to me, I've got a little table. I knocked over my candle, so my candle went out, but it was very nice to have the candle. I got my snacks in case I get low, which I'm not planning on doing tonight because I don't want to get low. Got my hat, so I'll put that on too before I slumber in. And got the Kindle, so I'll read some of that. And as you can see, canopy goes over here very nicely. And all along the sides, I'm not touching anywhere. You can see a little snow coming underneath. I don't think that's going to be a problem. And I got the tarp underneath here, of course. And I don't know what else to say. It's just, I think it's going to be a good night. I'm looking forward to a very, very good night's sleep, and see what happens during the night. And if it's anything interesting, I'll let you know. All right, good night for now. Well, hi, it's me. It's 1 o'clock. It's 32 degrees, and the wind has been whipping pretty hard all night long. According to the radar, I should be seeing some freezing rain starting, and it looks like that's going to continue for a good part of the night. So the only thing I'm concerned about is ice accumulating on the outside of the tarp. If it does, I'm going to have to try to break some of it off from the inside so that the tarp doesn't collapse. I'm very comfortable in the sleeping bag. My bottom is a little bit cold sometimes, just because the wind whips through here so hard from the bottoms and through. You can see where the snow is right there at the bottom of the tarp on both sides, and it kind of goes through. But that's okay. The ventilation is great. There's no ice accumulating on the ceiling at all. Got a little bit of problem with some dropping blood sugars, but I've been able to stay ahead of that with my little stash of goodies next to me here, so that's working out pretty good. So for now, it's just blowing, but I expect to be hearing a little bit of pitter-pat on the top of the tarp here all too soon. So I'm going to stay tucked in here, and then if something else goes on, we'll pull out the camera again. That's it for now. Well, as you can hear, it is now 1:30 and it is now raining. It's been raining for about the last 20 minutes. It does sound like it's just rain, light rain, but it's raining nonetheless. Yeah, nothing remarkable about it. It's just rain. I'm still very comfortable in my hammock, in my sleeping bag. And again, I hope that I've kept the tarp underneath the rain fly on the upper side here so that the rain will not collect on the tarp and run into the coverage, but it'll collect outside on the snow and leave me dry in here. I'm hoping that's the case. Got my chair up. It does seem like everything's going okay as best I know right now. So it's just light rain, and I don't know if it's supposed to get any heavier than this, or if it's just supposed to be a light rain. But again, nothing to comment about other than the fact that it's 32 degrees and it's raining. So I might try to roll over and get some sleep. I've been having a good time listening to the wind in the trees, and now the pitter pat of rain on my tent, if you will. So I'm gonna see if I can catch some Z's. Hopefully the tent will stay dry, and I will stay dry. And I'm going to call it a night for now. But if something changes, I will certainly pick up my phone and do another video. All right. Good night. Well, here we are. It's 3 a.m. and the rain is continuing. My biggest concern now is that the rain is not freezing, and it's warm enough that it's melting the snow that was keeping my tent stakes in the ground. So it appears that I'm losing the tension on the sides of my tarp. And if it goes much further, I may have to abandon this because it's closing in on me. And I do not want to get my bag wet. So I'm hoping that it will start to freeze a little bit more, or I'm going to have to figure out something else, because it's getting pretty close. That's it for now. Well, it's 7 a.m. and I made it through the night. You can see there's, maybe you can't see, but there's ice on the tent. And there's ice on the ground and a little bit of chunks of ice all around. I don't know if we can see it here, but drips are on the tent and everywhere around. So I'm gonna have to be careful getting out of here this morning to make sure my new skating rink doesn't cause me to slip and fall. I was pretty cozy, woke up to my glucose alarm, which is just pretty typical. But had something to eat, so I'm good. And I think I'll stay cozy in here for a little bit longer. And when I feel like I need to get up and fill another pee bottle, I will do that and start my day. So that's it. Successful night. Although rain and ice kept me awake a little bit. And you can see the walls of the tent are falling in a little bit. I did knock some ice off of it earlier. But I'm not seeing any snow yet. So, the snow is supposed to come today. That's it for now. Thanks. Well, it's almost 8 o'clock, and as you can hear, it is raining again. But I think I've had enough of laying here. I'm going to try to navigate the treacherous ice that probably is outside the walls of this tarp. So I'm going to do that, and I'll shoot some shots from the outside when I get out of here, assuming I don't end up shooting straight up from my back.